accessing the site?
Yeah, it's Facebook. It's
Well,
not. No, no. 2
Well,
seconds.
Mark.
I'm just log off my profile. Okay, I'm off.
Yeah.
Can you fix that?
Yes, I can. Well, it's a little something called censorship.
Ah, sounds interesting. Oh, could you fix it then?
Well, it would be better if I just explained it to you.
Nah, no.
Refers to the control of information and ideas that are circulated within society, preventing the viewing of distressing and extremist opinions, images, websites and content. Whilst the motivations of censoring information range from the good intentions of protecting children from unsuitable content or to governments attempting to keep intelligence confidential, all reasons lead to the same result of blocking access to undesirable information. As the new information highway, the internet acts as the most common gateway for accessing information, making the censorship of inappropriate content essential. Organisations such as the Internet Watch Foundation work alongside internet service providers, mobile operators, software providers and the police to minimise the availability of online criminal content.
Right, great. So can you fix it now?
Well, Mark, we're not quite done yet. I'm afraid we're going to have to go a little deeper into this problem.
I really don't think we need to go any deep.
First, let's talk about large-scale censorship. Basically, censorship that takes place on a large global level. Think in terms of countries. This map is a basic illustration of that topic. It is a map that indicates the level of censorship of each country. As you will notice, there is a colour code. Yellow, for example, in the UK means that there is some censorship. Red, for example, Australia, means that there is a lot of censorship. And finally, black, for example, in China, which means don't go there if you want to access the web freely. This category is actually provided by the OpenNet Initiative, an organisation whose primary goal is to ensure freedom of speech on the web.
Right, John, this is really interesting, but can you please just fix my laptop?
Oh, be patient, not yet, Mark. Okay, we still have to look at real-life examples on a global scale.
An excellent example of large global-scale censorship would be the recent development considering the site WikiLeaks, founded by the Australian Julian Assange, which sole purpose is to obtain secret government files such as military or diplomatic files and release them to the public. They believe this is because the public have a right to know and should not be censored by the government. Recently, however, WikiLeaks has taken a rather large step by releasing around 250,000 files that contain the diplomatic cables of the United States. Basically, this means that the diplomatic process, including intel briefings, candidate opinions, etc. of the United States with every government in the world has been released. As you imagine, this has caused some problems in the strains in diplomatic ties for the United States. Imagine having every single interaction with your friends, which we all know can sometimes contain things we don't want others to know, published in the public.
Wait, hang on. I thought you said WikiLeaks is fighting censorship. Isn't that a good thing? But from what I can understand, WikiLeaks is being a complete and utter dick.
Look who's starting to wake up. Yes, Mark, you're absolutely correct. When it comes to censorship, it's important to know that the issues come from both sides of the argument. For example, on one hand, what WikiLeaks is trying to do is to ensure that the public gets the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. In theory, this is true, as I believe every single person on this earth has a right to know what they want to know. They should not be disabled from obtaining information from anyone. However, on the other hand, we must also consider the fact that by doing what they did, WikiLeaks put a lot of things in jeopardy. For example, the files released revealed that Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates want the US to take military action against Iran. This was previously known only to the US, but now with the release of this information, Iran will understandably be upset, and this may lead to the destabilization of the region and the breaking down of peace. Therefore, we must also consider the fact that sometimes censorship exists for a reason, although certainly in some cases, for example China, they use it to control the people. In this case, the censorship exists to protect the overall interests of the world. Sometimes the truth is not the best option.
That's actually, some of that's actually quite interesting. Yeah? Could you fix this now, please?
Well, we're not quite done yet. Now that we've talked about large-scale censoring, we still have to discuss censoring on a small scale.
Let's focus on small-scale censorship now. Where previously we talked about censorship on a larger scale, such as countries, let's focus more on censorship in terms of companies and organisations. Now, there are various reasons why censorship is sometimes implemented in companies. Companies and organisations tend to use censorship to do things such as protecting company secrets and increasing productivity among other things. For example, many companies practice things such as blocking certain websites from internet access. For example, Facebook and sites concerning pornography in order to eliminate time wasting as well as to prevent employees from accessing offensive materials. Organisations can also be victims of censorship. An example of this would be Punch Limited, a magazine publisher which was fined £20,000 by the Attorney General for publishing an article regarding MI5 and a terrorist attack. This is a demonstration of the ramifications of organisations producing content the government does not agree with. This situation isn't an exclusive problem for organisations, as individuals are also affected. In the UK, Paul Chambers was fined £2,000 for tweeting a joke about blowing up an airport after it closed down due to heavy snow. In conclusion, there are many things the internet allows for easy communication of information worldwide which may be deemed unsuitable by certain groups. Many individuals, companies and countries censor otherwise available information online for a variety of reasons in a number of different ways. The use of censorship is one that will always be met with criticism from various parties. However, sometimes it is clearly necessary, such as for protecting children from paedophilia and other illegal obscenities. A balance between restricting human rights and protecting people from unacceptable material needs to be found. This is hard to find since opinions differentiate depending on the individual involved.
Wait. You're telling me I've spent all this time listening to you and you still can't open my Facebook?
Calm down. This isn't about that. This is a learning experience, okay? You shouldn't even be on Facebook in labs.
True. What about porn?